According to a new census report, more and more adults, especially young men, are moving back in with their parents. Here with details is CBSMoneyWatch.com contributor Farnoosh Torabi. Farnoosh, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I'm looking at these numbers here. The latest census, 19% of men 25 to 34 are living at home versus 10% of women. Look at this in the 18 to 24 demo, 59% of men versus 50% of women. First, why more men than women?
Well, I'd like to think it's because women are more independent than men, but I think really the correlating factor is for two parts. One is that the unemployment situation has really affected men negatively more than women because a lot of job losses in traditionally male-dominated sectors like manufacturing and construction. Secondly, more women are getting their bachelor's degrees and their master's degrees right now compared to men. So that means two things. They're either spending more time on campus instead of home with mom and dad, and also it positions them better for the job market.
Okay, all right. You basically said because women are more organized than men. Thank you, Farnoosh.
You're welcome. Are we done?
No, well, not quite yet. I mean, if we're looking from a practical standpoint, is it practical, I guess, in every way?
Well, socially, it's definitely a cramp on your style. I mean, Matthew McConaughey was a clear example of that. But I think financially, this can be a huge step in the right direction if you really take advantage of the savings.
Now, do you think this will change once the economy does start to turn around more?
I think so. I think that boomeranging has been, it's always something to fall back on if you don't have a job, but right now it's more heightened because of the job market.
Okay, you've got some advice for parents and their kids who may find themselves in a situation. Let's start with the children.
Well, I think you need to have an exit strategy. Before you even move in, you want to think about when am I leaving, because you want to have an end game. You don't want to wake up at 11 o'clock in the morning every day and eat cereal and play video games, because that's what I would do if I didn't have an exit strategy.
Okay.
Secondly, you want to really earn your keep. Make sure that you're not just sitting around, that maybe you're paying some rent to mom and dad if you have a job, or if you don't have a job, that there's some sort of bartering system going on, whether you're cooking twice a week, doing your own laundry, so that you feel invested in your stay.
You're not staying there like you're 6 years old.
Right, and your parents will appreciate that.
Okay, what about parents?
Parents, I think two things. You want to make sure that you're not just giving a paycheck to your kids, that you're also giving advice, that you're not just giving out handouts if your child needs money for gas or money for food, or obviously you're giving them a roof over their head. That's plenty. But make sure that you are also an asset to them for financial help. If your child has student loans or credit cards, now that you're together under one roof, here's a great time to share stories, go to the bank together, call up your lenders, and really be a resource that way. And don't co-sign on any credit with your child. I think that, as a young adult, you may want to get a credit card. You may need a co-signer like a parent, but that's very dangerous. So get a secured card instead. I
was going to ask you, in this economy, I mean, parents are taking a big hit as well. I mean, does this potentially put a financial burden on the parents in a very negative way?
Well, I always like to look at the positive. So when your child's at home, and I think it can be a great way to share in the costs potentially, or barter for things. And I think parents at the end of the day, they love having their kids at home because they know eventually they're going to leave the nest.
That's true. Eventually,
hopefully.
Farnoosh Torabi, as always.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.